Hi there YouTubers, welcome back to my channel, Workshop Fun. Today I'd just like to introduce the new tool to my workshop. It's a press, and that's about all I know about it. I know that it's being used for a similar purpose as a fly press, but I don't know what kind of press it is in the sense of what the title was given to it. I can say that it has dies like a fly press. These came with it, and I got quite a few of them with it, and it's obviously been used in the past to do some fairly heavy work, but that's about all I know about this particular press. It doesn't have a maker's mark, so I don't know where it was made or when it was made. I'm guessing just by looking at it, probably maybe 1920s. Sort of looks kind of like from the Art Deco period. Now when I got it, I didn't get the stand with it. I made the stand. Well, I didn't make it, I modified a bar stool and turned around and used that. So let's explain a little bit about the press and the stand. I bought the press on Trade Me. It was definitely a different colour from this. It was an old horrible blue. It needed a little bit of attention, but not much. It's all going quite good now. And basically all I did was do a little bit of restoration work on it and paint it. The other thing that I did on it, I'll just grab my phone here and bring these over. The other thing I did on it is I made this metal handle. It had an area on this heavy flywheel for a handle or a weight, and it didn't have anything there, so I made this weighted handle. It's 914 grams, so it's nearly a kg. I made that in my lathe, and I turned around and threaded it onto the flywheel and Loctited it, and then also put a nut on for good measure and Loctited that as well, so this isn't going nowhere. And I got my inspiration for this handle from an old skipping rope handle, and then I just knurled the edge just to make it look a little bit fancier. Anyway, onto the stand. Like I said, I modified a bar stool. I beefed it up, and I turned around and reinforced the bottom too. So how I beefed it up is I ran some front slats, or thick wooden slats I guess you'd call them, along the front of each of the front legs, and I glued and screwed them on. So I sanded down the varnish in that area on each leg, and then used no more nails and 4 screws and clamped it in place and screwed it on. So it's all nice and firmly reinforced, you might say. Also put a block underneath at the back of the back legs and clamped that on, and no more nails, that in place as well. And at the bottom here, I'll just zoom this up. Okay, so that there is 16mm square, 16mm plate, and it's basically there as a reinforcing for the bottom of the stand, but also as bottom weight for the press. So basically that is adding 23.6 kilos of weight down the bottom, as well as reinforcing the stand. So when the downwards force gets hammered through the legs, rather than trying to push the legs out, it can't now. And also, rather than trying to make the stand wobble around, it really can't unless you're giving it a real big hiding, which I don't plan on doing with this press. So those plates, I got my friendly engineer to cut them out, and he cut them out to basically the right shape of each side. So they were actually individually measured and then cut, and then when I got them home I nicely drilled the holes in them for some screws to screw them into the legs, and also glued them on too, using no more nails, given the fact that it can also work as a wood and metal glue. So that won't be going nowhere now. And then, just to make it pretty, I painted them the same colour as the new paint on the press. So this is a close-up of the press. I'll just zoom it out a little bit. There we go. So that's what the press looks like. It's a lovely looking thing. I'm very lucky to own it. Now, like basically, if I can, if anybody knows what type of press this is, please leave it in the comments. I'd be really interested to know, because like I said before, I really can't figure out what type of press it is. I can say that there is a little area where a badge may have gone. If you see down there, there's a round protrusion. I think that's where a badge might have gone originally to state the maker and maybe the year, but that seems to be gone now, so I got no idea. But anyway, what I want to do today too is just give a quick demo of the strength of this thing. So I'll get a bit of alloy bar and turn around and set it up and give it a little wallop so you guys can see. Right, I've got a little tool in here, and I'll just use some wood, and there's a little bit of alloy bar. That's a bar that I've already given a hiding before, but this gives you a good demo of how much force this thing's got. There you go. I mean, yeah, that was pretty effortless to do that. I'll try it around the other way now, just to give it a bit more of a hammering. Oh, splitting the wood. There we go. It's definitely got a lot of force to it. So it'll certainly be useful for what I want. I'm going to be mainly using it for model engineering and probably folding bits of lightweight metal, maybe bending bar into different shapes. It's just one of those really handy tools to have, and it's, if nothing else, it's quite a pretty tool on the whole. I'll bring this back a bit. There you go, and bring it down so you can see the whole thing again. So yeah, that's my lovely little unit. So yeah, if anybody knows anything about this style of press, please let me know, because I brought this as a type of fly press, but it's not. It behaves like a fly press in the sense it has that big cast iron wheel at the back, and that thing's heavy. And now with my weighted handle, that gives it a bit of extra downwards thumping power. So I suppose that's quite similar to a fly press in the sense that they have a couple of weights up the top that gives them a bit of extra thumping power too. But where it differs greatly from a fly press is it doesn't have a hex screw bringing the press down. On the inside of this head here is a cam lobe which drives this up and down, and it's a very simple design. So basically the cam lobe is offset like any other cam lobe in the world, and it just lifts the head up and then drives it down, and the weight of that wheel at the back is basically the main driving force, along with whatever strength you put into it. So yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask, and if you have any answers for me, please answer. That'd be great. Thanks heaps. Bye.